Good morning everybody and welcome back to I Loaf You. Today we are going to be making lemon curd, which you usually use to fill a cake, or you can put it on ice cream or all kinds of other things you can do with it. But let's get started. Alright, so we have our lemons washed. So we are just going to get them prepped so that we can move on to our next step. Alright, so to start our lemon curd, we want to take a non-reactive pan, so just not a copper or aluminum pan. So I generally stick with a glass because that's easier. And we want to put our sugar, our first batch of sugar, and our lemon juice in. We want to bring this to a boil. So I will just whisk that to dissolve the sugar while we bring this to a boil. While we wait for that to come to a boil, we want to mix our eggs and our second portion of sugar, again in a non-reactive bowl. So just not aluminum or copper. It can be stainless steel, plastic, glass, all of those will work just fine. So we'll get these whisked together so that they are ready when our lemon juice is boiling. So now that our lemon juice has come to a boil, we are going to temper it into our egg mixture. So we are going to add about a quarter of our juice into our eggs and whisk it very quickly. Pour it slowly and whisk very quickly. And then we'll pour this all, mix it all together. So I will walk you through step by step and show you as we do it. I apologize, it's a little difficult to explain. So now that we are completely mixed together, we are going to come back over to our stove. And we want to return this back into our same non-reactive pot. So we want to bring this back to a boil while mixing vigorously. It will start to thicken. So we want to make sure that we are mixing so we know when it thickens and so that we don't burn the bottom of our lemon curd. We are going to get it to a boil and we are going to boil it for 1 minute. Alright, so my next step is just going to be running it through the strainer. You can see that it has thickened, and as it cools it will thicken more. This helps if you happen to have cooked it a little too high and the bottom turned a little brown, or if there was a little bit of pulp still in your lemon juice. So this will just get that right out. Again, you want to do this into a non-reactive bowl. That way you don't get someone very sick. And we are going to just add in now our butter while it's still a little warm. You don't always necessarily want to add it all at once, but I find sometimes that it does melt a little bit better when I add it all at one time, which will again help it set up. So we just want to stir this in until it's all melted. See that all of our butter has melted. So now we just want to get this scraped all down to the top here. And we want to cover our lemon curd with plastic wrap right down against the lemon curd. That way it doesn't get a film or a skin on the top. And we want to refrigerate this for 4 to 5 hours, or until it's completely cooled all the way through and has set up. Then we can use it in a tart with fruit, or on an ice cream, or to fill a cake, or really whatever your preference is. I let our lemon curd sit in the fridge overnight. Oh. Now we are going to open it up, and we can remove our plastic wrap. And you can see it's nice and set up, and it's ready to use. Now you can use it for many different things. You can use it for lemon curd or to fill a lemon and fruit tart. But I made this specifically for a very specific type of cake. So I will get that put into the top of our cake, and I will show you that process.